Hey, what's going on, guys? Yesterday I got an email from one of my subscribers asking me to help him regarding Python Flask web application where he tries to run a web scraper written with Requests BeautifulSoup from the Flask application and to provide some sort of a query to Google to that scraper, and eventually you would like to print the links on the web page after the scraper is done. And if you've been following this channel for quite a bit of time, you know that I have at least two videos. The first one regards Requests BeautifulSoup. So I was making a Flask web application that scrapes the data and renders the results to CSV, which is probably even more complicated compared to just the bare data, compared to the bare plain data representation. And also I have a video covering pretty similar stuff but using Python Scrapy framework, where I did even use the asynchronous running of the scraper and using the API basically. So I was making an API call from the front end using jQuery, AJAX request, and on the back end I had a Scrapy spider running in the background. So when that spider was done, actually the results has been returned to the web page. So I will put the links to those videos in the description below this one. And so this kind of video won't be really kind of a format of a tutorial, but rather just a code review from my subscriber, and I will try to alter his code without changing it much, with the whole respect to what he has done basically, and eventually I will try to actually gain exactly the same result he was supposed to get in return basically. So this is kind of it. And now let me quickly go through his last response. So thanks for getting back. I've attached the program to access the issue. So I already have his source code over in here. So this is kind of the Flask application. It has the templates folder, and yeah, it seems like he's trying to follow the what is known as MVP or model view controller, MVC template, so model view controller. So he did create this modals folder, which is really great. So okay, I mean great then to name this modals. I usually doing this just in the same folder as this app.py if I have the only scraper, but well, actually I'm not even doing this anymore because pure web scraping is way more profitable compared to this kind of like tasks, but that doesn't really matter that much in regards to this video at least. So let's move on. So short background, I'm still a beginner with both Python and Flask, and this is absolutely okay. I appreciate a lot when guys just kick started with Python and whatever framework, and this is really nice. So keep trying and you'll definitely succeed. Just the efforts should be continuous and never stop doing those efforts, and eventually you'll get the result. That's the bare gist. Dr. Pi, thanks for correcting my pronunciation. I used to say gist, but this is wrong because in English if you have the I letter followed by the G letter, it has to be pronounced like G instead of G. So that's the gist. I forgot what kind of gist I was talking about, but forget that, doesn't matter really. Okay, I just wanted to credit my good friend and subscriber Dr. Pi in this video as well, because he makes my English better as a native speaker, always pointing out those tiny little mistakes that you probably don't even see if you're non-native speakers. Okay, so forget about English, let's go to the Python Flask programming. So before I get the user input portion, I would like to move on from this issue that I can't seem to solve, printing 10 URLs. Okay, again, so this program should display the top 10 organic search results of Google depending on user input search query. Okay, perfectly clear. Okay, basically to mimic Google, absolutely clear. Okay, before I get the user input portion, so before he gets the user input okay, portion, I would like to move on from this issue that I can't seem to solve. Print in 10 URLs. So he's trying to print the 10 URLs probably to the web page, I guess. What I've tried storing the results of the function. Okay, but I don't know. But that's bad programming and doesn't work. Now I thought of storing all the domains. Okay, so he wants just to print the output results to the page. That's kind of it. So I'll tell you a little secret. I've been walking through the source code already slightly bit, so I know what is this kind of all about. So now let me just go to. Okay, sorry, I forgot the guy's name. Eden. I'm sorry if I'm pronounced this wrong, but let me call you Eden. It's probably better pronounced like Edan. I'm not sure, but I'll still use the English-like pronunciation with Eden. Okay, so here is the Eden's code, and let's quickly walk through the structure. So the main application, like app.py templates. So we have, I have no idea what this is all about, but we have the two major templates here, perfect. And here within the modals we get a scraper. So this is pretty nice. Like before ever going anywhere, first I would like actually to test this scraper if it works. So yeah, let me just close all unnecessary terminal emulators and eventually try to run one real working. Okay, so Python 3 and Google search .py. Okay, so it got some error, but still he got some links. So I say like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, only 8 links. He doesn't have 10 links. Okay, let's basically try to actually fix this. So non-time has no length. So somewhere over here, where is so he's searching for a length somewhere. Okay, print link. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. It's just, guys, it's really tough to dive into somebody else's code, because in this sort of cases, when if it was a real world project somewhere, I would just say, like, let me just write everything from scratch myself, and that would be better, obviously. But as far as this is some sort of a code review, and I'm trying to make it look like a web programming, Flask programming tutorial, so I will try to keep the guy's code as much as possible. Okay, guys, it starts. It's getting a good tradition to receive commentaries from Dr. Pi during recording my videos. So Dr. Pi is always with us. So great. Okay, and now, so let me just. Why did he make this print link twice? I'm wondering. So it's trying to distinguish between if running this separately from being imported as a module somewhere. I just can't understand why he duplicates this print link. So I guess we just don't need to do that, because we already have our print link variable print link function over in here, right? So maybe I don't understand something in programming, but whoa, what is this? Okay, so how was it before? Oh, he was just printing this. Okay, so in this case, okay, okay, so the difference, so here he returns, and here he just prints. So, but hold on a sec. So, yeah, you know, like, let me just command this out for a while, and I just want to check out one thing. So, let me print. Well, actually, you know, like, there is no much need, there is no much sense in. Oh, guys, I'm just struggling within my own self, inside, within inside somewhere there, deep in CodeMonkey. I'm struggling to just to get this all this code away and try to write something something that works from scratch, and I'm just trying not doing this. Okay, so let's try to walk through. So let me just add some packages. Commentary here. So we got the user agent. My god. And how is he? Okay, where are the headers? Okay, well, this might be done like this. Okay, so he's got the user agent, mobile user agent. Well, not bad. Okay, query, just whatever query. Okay, query, replace. This line is not needed because when you're making a request with the request.get, the URL is getting encoded automatically. So here I just can say no need to do this for URL is getting encoded anyway. So I just command this out. Now we got the URL. Okay, he's using this fancy query. He's this fancy Python 3 formatting. Well, that's possible. Okay. So response request get URL headers equals headers. Okay. If response status code equals to hundreds. Okay. So he creates the BeautifulSoup. He uses the HTML parser. Okay. He creates the results. Okay, and he appends item to results. So results should be actually a list. Okay. Oh, here is the deal. So if you're looping via indexes, you need to say from range from 0 to. Well, maybe this is also possible. I'm just wondering, is there gonna be some difference? But oh my god. Oh, come on again, please don't delete this code. Just please don't delete this code, man. Okay. Okay. So so the results list is available here within the results. And why does he create this print link variable list, and then he creates this as an empty list, and then he's trying to. So if you run this line doesn't matter really that much. Okay, so he's trying to results x, and is this actually a dictionary? Yeah, so he wants to return the link. But this, like, you're not iterating. In this case, you're not iterating over all the range of results. So you just return after so you just escape this function, you return from this function after facing the verb first element. So okay guys, I can't hold myself. Sorry, I just delete this function. It's absolutely unnecessary here. So let me just try to so actually what he wants to do here, he wants to print the results. Let me just do that, please. So we simply need to loop over scraped results, and here we can simply say for result in results. So this is what is known as kind of like more Pythonic way of doing things. So you not obviously need to loop over the range of indexes. Well, at least in this case it's not necessarily needed, so you can just do this like manner. It's better actually, and you just can simply print and the result. So this would be the type of Python dictionary, I guess. Let me just try to see that. Okay, and he wants only the link, so let's print result link. So what else? So we also have titles there. Well, having titles is also good, by the way, you know, like. And also I just want to print the length of the results. So I'm just wondering how many results there are available. That's 10 results. Perfect, just perfect. Yeah, I shouldn't have been doing this here, just like this. So print total results, and here I can say like total results. Okay. Okay. So this is just perfect. Okay, and now let's get to our web application. And you know, like, again, so the idea of providing this if name equals to main and all this stuff is just to avoid running this code if the scraper is actually used as a module. But what happens here? So it would only print the results if it's not used as a module. But if you just import it, so here in the web application, what it does, he just imports. Oh, he imports the print link. It's not the way of doing things. So you need to import the entire file. You don't have to just import this kind of stuff. So sorry, I just get rid of this stuff entirely. So let me just do a couple more things. So all this is just fine, but when we come up over in here, so let's define the scrape method, and also let's define the scrape method. So as far as we need to provide the search, you know, like, let's actually enclose all of this stuff within the scrape method like this. And now just like this. And what else to do here? So we want to change the query by the user dynamically, right? So search term here. So here we need to provide the query, and query would be equal to well, let's call this search query. Okay, copy. So here we will have the search query. Okay, so then the URL is generated dynamically, the headers are completed. Okay, and then he's trying to, well, and is this scrape method is gonna be returning anything? Okay, so results, and now let's put this results. So I just take this results away, and I just put this results here and I say like scraped results, save. So we would be able to reference this results. I would include this into a class basically because it's just easier to encapsulate things using the class, but as far as I'm trying to keep the things as simple as possible, I'll just leave this sort of an approach. Okay, so if we now loop over results, nothing will happen. You know why? Because the results are empty, because we didn't yet scrape anything. Okay, so in order to run this actually, so we need so first we need actually scrape data. Well, how to call this? Oh, let's call this scrape URLs. And here I call the scrape function, and let's, I don't know, use the Wikipedia as the search query. So this is the search query, right? Or we can even call this better. Let's call this Google search save. It's better. So this is more like clear of what's going on here. So Google search and the term Wikipedia. So if we now actually run this, now this would show us the results, I hope. Yeah, again we got a 10 results here. Perfect. So and we got this Wikipedia related articles. Perfect. So the next thing to consider, I'm just wondering, so obviously we don't need to, well, we could have actually print this, but yeah. Okay, so now we need to import Google search.py. So from modals Google search, no, I guess we should have make it like let me think. So modals Google search. Okay, so here I can say like import modals Google search as or even no, not like this. We can say even better, so we can say like from modals Google search we need to import results, and before that we need to import Google search, which is a function that we've just created to actually invoke our scraper. So here I say like function to run Google search results scraper. Okay, and yeah, I didn't yet run this app, so let me just try to run this app as well. So I say python 3 app.py. Okay, and let's have a look at localhost 500s. Okay, so he doesn't seem to handle the root URL. Yeah, he doesn't. So here we need to say handle root route and app route root. Yeah. So yeah, as far as I probably don't need to provide any methods here. And def root, or he calls this index because we got an index HTML, so let's keep it index. So here we just return index. We need to render template. Oh, we got it. Okay, render template index HTML. Now let's try this again. Oh, I'm sorry guys, probably I was turning off the camera because I'm using Control R. Yeah, so I need to do this manually. Okay, now we got this homepage available. Perfect. Okay, so also I want to check that out. What else route do we have here? So Google search, copy, and paste. Pass in any variables there for a while. Do we have this somewhere else? Come on. Oh, maybe within the Google search HTML itself. Man. Oh, facepalm from Coma Kikin. Can I please just get rid of this, okay? Save. Okay, so we'll go slightly different way. So actually, let's do this. So I don't want this index. So let's do all the stuff within the root. That's fairly enough. Yeah, and my God, why I'm pressing Control R. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to refresh with the keyboard, and this stops my video recording. I'm really sorry for this. Okay, so not found. Oh, that's because we need to get back to the initial root route. Okay, perfect. So here, I can see that he doesn't use Bootstrap apparently. So let's try to keep the thing simple. Yeah, let me just try to draft some simple HTML file structure. So head and body, and here let's consider some title. So Google search results scraper. Okay, and here we got we'll provide our logic. Okay, so not pressing Control R. Okay, so what we need to do now, as far as Eden, if you're still watching this now, it's the very gist regarding the question you've been asking within the email. So what am I supposed to be doing now? Now we have two kind of leverages. It's the Google search method and the results respectively. The results kind of and you know, like, hold on a sec, let me just try to make this even better. So if we just we can do this even better, because yeah, let me just bring the results back where they were then initially, and here I don't need to print anything. We can simply return this results. So we will return the list of results, and this is kind of it, just from this Google search method. That's it, nothing much. So we don't even need this anymore. Okay. Create an app instance here. Okay. Main driver. Okay. So just to make code look like slightly better, basically. I would like to comment some things here as well. So here, like init search query. Okay, so okay, just leave the code. Code Mike again, leave the code alone. It's not your code. Okay, and what I want to do now, so also so first the initial request was actually, so what he was asking me, so first, before actually taking the user input, he was just asking me to print this 10 URLs, and that's it. So just to print those 10 URLs, we need to call our Google search method here, and let's provide some sort of search query term here, and basically so this would return us the results. So results would be equal to this stuff, and the results would be the type of Python list. So here we can say results equals results. Okay, right, and just to make sure, so I just want to print results over here, just all the results for start. And if I just now go and upload my and update my page, something is going wrong, right? Cannot import name results. I did actually remove that. Well, this is a bit weird because I don't have results being imported anymore. So, oh, maybe the app just shut down. Okay. So something wrong. Okay, so comma, obviously a comma there. Okay. Come on, man, you're kidding me. Oh. Because I'm using spaces and he was using tabs. That's the reason why it didn't work properly. Okay. Using spaces is more like for when you want to follow the PEP 8. I guess that's called the PEP 8 protocols, or well, that regards the Python guidelines of how to structure your code. Okay. Okay, finally the app is working. Let's update this, and the scraper is running, and when it's done, it gives us all the links back. So now we can print this kind of prettier. So we can simply say like oh my god, let me remember the syntax. So for URL in results, let's say for result in results, and for here, so I'm using the Jinja template specific iterations, so it's kind of for loop within the HTML document. So here, I think it would be better to use, well, maybe using the list item would be nice. Maybe, well, as far as this is the a link, I guess the A tag would be more appropriate. So first, let's consider result link. I guess it's called link, right? Link and title. Okay, and I'm sorry, and here I guess paragraph would be nice. So result and text. Okay, yeah, let's have a look what we got. double curly braces converts the text into variables, basically. Yeah. So okay, I got links, but I can't see any. So oh, it's not called text, it's called title. I'm sorry. So it's called the title. Save, and one more time. Okay, now it's good. So also I would like to provide, so we can actually make every as the list item, just to, as far as we're not using any CSS here, so just to visually print the response, I would like to enclose these guys within the list item. Copy, and also let's specify the href equal to this stuff here, and also it has to be a user list. No, user list should be over in here. So user list, it's not essentially needed, but it would just look more human friendly way. So let's see. Okay, so we got the Wikipedia and respectively the link, and we can also go there to find, and if we just click it, it would just redirect directly. Okay, so perfect. Yeah, so Eden, the first, so here is the implementation of the very first request by you. So we just printed out this 10 links to the web page. So we did make use of Jinja template specific iterators, for loop in particular, and I also decided to print the results title as well, because it's also pretty cool. So you asked me to mimic Google, so this is like how we can mimic Google. Well, this dots is just appears just because we're using list item HTML tag. It's not essentially needed. You can avoid using this, but that's already kind of more HTML specific stuff, which I didn't have to cover over in here. So you can check out my Flask tutorials with the Jinja template render basics and some Bootstrap CSS crash course, I guess. I don't remember how it's called. So I have some videos in the Flask tutorials playlist regarding using the basic Bootstrap library, Bootstrap CSS library, Bootstrap 4 in particular. Okay, so now to make it work, now to make it interact with the user, we need to add one more little thing over in here. So let's actually so I'm just thinking what would be the better way of doing this. So I would like to call this stuff only when we're getting the post request. So we also need to import a request, and a slightly better way of, well, okay, forget the slightly better way, let's keep the code as is. So I also need to import the request. Did I spell it right? Okay, it seems like. And here we can say if request method equals to post. In this case, we want to go for this sort of stuff. I mean, like elif, right? And if request method is equal to get, we want simply to return a render template and Google search dot HTML and save and update, and now it should have returned an empty. Some errors, what's wrong? I'm just wondering. Oh, that's because, okay, so what? Sorry, Template not found. Google search HTML. Come on. What is this? What do you mean template not found? Okay, probably was some sort of a typo there. Okay, and now we need to add a little more thing here. So at the very beginning I would like to use the input a type of text, and yeah, actually let's first create a form here, because we would be submitting a form actually. If you would go for API approach, in that case you don't probably need a form, just using jQuery to pick up all the stuff from the input fields manually and then make an asynchronous background post request or whatever request. But here if you're not using API, using form is essential, because in this case we can submit the form and using the button, so the button would be used to submit the form automatically. And just creating the button, I guess we don't even need to specify any parameters there. So let's call this button search. Okay, save, and let's see what we got there. Okay, so now we can search something. Okay, it redirects, so I'm not sure where exactly it submits, so let's have a look what's going on under the hood basically when we print this. So he goes to the local host, but why he? Oh, so I just need to, okay, what if I just say type equals submit? Is this gonna change anything? I just don't remember, guys. I didn't work with this for quite a bit of time. Okay guys, I just found the missing part in the documentation, so we also need to provide the method to our form in order to make that post request on button submit event instead of get that we have by default. So method equals to post, so just to distinguish between these two, and now this should work. So it's working because it's scraping, and then it gives us the results, the rendered results. So the very last thing to consider is actually to use our user input instead of pre-coded stuff. So it would always return literally the same data, right? So, but we need actually what we're typing there. So in order to achieve that, when we're dealing with a post request, then we also can, then we always can reference this request object the following way. So we need to provide our query. So let's create the search query, or just simply query variable, and this would be equal to request dot form, because if this was a get method, we would have say like request dot args, but in case of post request we need to say request dot form dot get. And in order to reference this user input, we need to give it an ID and or a name. I don't remember. Okay, let's try name equals query. Sorry guys, I don't remember whether the ID or name. So call it query, right? Query, and let's actually print our query. Save, and so do we print? Yeah. So I just want to run this again and see what we got in the console. So it should have print. Okay, so maybe in this case, maybe it should be ID. or maybe because I just forgot to the result would be the same, but I can't, so no, still it should be a name. I just forgot to update the page. Nope, cancel, go there, and whatever. Okay, so yeah, name. So now we got our user input bin track on the back end, basically. So yeah, so we need to consider the name, not the ID. Sorry guys, didn't do web development for quite a bit of time. I dropped that basically, so don't remember everything, sorry for that. Okay, and as far as we got our query, we can simply pass this query just directly to our Google search method, and that's kind of it. And now here is the magic basically. So let me just try to update this stuff, and let's try to Google for, I don't know, Code Monkey King and search. So let's see. Okay, my Heroku app is available there. I don't know what the hell is this. Oh, my Patreon is available here. Oh guys, you can support me on Patreon as well. What a cool app, right? It shows my Patreon account. Perfect. Let's try to search for web scraping tutorial by Maxim Course. That's me, Code Monkey King, Maxim Course, literally the same. Let's see what Google is gonna tell us. Oh, web scraping tutorial on demand. YouTube video is available. Build your own web scraping library from scratch in pharmacy. Lots of videos by me here. Oh, my GitHub account is available. Whoa, what a cool thing. Okay. So yeah, this is the very old site when I just tried my web development skills. Yeah, there were the times. Yeah, there was a time. There was. Forget that. Okay, this is my YouTube channel. Oh, so perfect. Yeah, Google recognizes me, and I didn't pay Google any cent basically. So it's pretty nice. Well, okay guys, so I think this is it actually. Oh, Dr. Pice. Man, you're always with us. Okay, so this is it for this video. I will now send this source code to Eden. I hope it's kind of what he was actually, what he did supposed to get in return. So yeah, I understand that no kind of fancy CSS is used here, but just the bare HTML. But it was kind of this sort of request I got, so I wasn't asked for those CSS stylings or things like that. So he was asking me to basically mimic Google, and here is the app to mimic Google. That's kind of it. So okay guys, I hope you've learned this. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial or code review, call it however you want. So until next time, and take care. Cheers.